PBS Kids was very popular ever since 1994 when PBS rebranded their children's programming as PTV, and then later in 1999, PBS Kids underwent a major facelift. It introduced brand new shows and also introduced us Dash and Dot. And it really went into a great successful move as PBS Kids gotten brand new shows in 2000, 2001, 2002, and so on. Out of the great shows that have been on PBS Kids, PBS launched the PBS Kids channel in 2001 that time. However, in 2002, the channel was unsuccessful and only reached 9 million households. In 2004, PBS announced that it had entered a joint venture with the cable provider Comcast and production companies Hit Entertainment and Sesame Workshop to create a new subscription-based channel for preschoolers, while with the retaining of PBS Kids in its name. So, PBS decided to launch a new channel, which is aimed at age kids 3 to 4 or younger, like Baby First TV. In 2005, Comcast announced that this new network channel would be called PBS Kids Sprout, launching initially as a branded video-on-demand service before gaining its own official channel. The network will be ad-supported, but ads will only air between programs in small quantities and will be aimed towards parents and caregivers. At launch, the channel had around 16 million viewers across Comcast and Insight cable providers. Among the new shows and some of the shows to air on the channel were Barney and Friends, Big Sister Little Brother, Pingu, Angelina Ballerina, Booba, Caillou, Make Way for Naughty, Sesame Street, Teletubbies, and Sagwa the Chinese Siamese Cat. PBS Kids Sprout was very successful. Also, they had day-parted programming blocks during their daytime and their primetime hours. They featured the Birthday Show, the Sunny Side Up Show, the Good Night Show, and the Let's Go Show. And with that, Sprout did something unique to their channel, in addition to adding many programming blocks. They would take several episodes of short-form shows and combine them into a half-hour show of its own, complete with interstitials in between segments. Kind of like what PBS Kids would have done. PBS Kids Sprout really pushed their envelope on. However, PBS Kids Sprout stayed this way from 2005 to 2013 or 2011. The soon in the 2010s. In the effects of the Comcast NBC Universal NBC era, Comcast acquired a 51% majority stake of NBC Universal from General Electric, same company behind the SEPTA Silverliner to 4 from Regional Rail, and would assume full ownership of the company in 2013. Comcast's interest in Sprout was turned over to the company. On October 24, 2011, Hit Entertainment was sold to Mattel by Apex Partners, and then Hit Entertainment's ownership interest in Sprout was never been included in the deal and was retained by Apex Partners. In 2012, Sesame Workshop sold its interest in Sprout to NBC Universal. And finally, Apex Partners and PBS's shares interest in Sprout were claimed by NBC Universal. So NBC Universal claimed and acquired Apex Partners and PBS's shares. Therefore, Comcast got full ownership of the brand and caused the company, along with NBC Universal, to merge. So Comcast merged with NBC Universal to become NBC Universal Cable Entertainment Group. This made the PBS Kids part of the name of PBS Kids Sprout of the channel to be removed on November 13th, 2013. In July 7th, 2012, Sprout began to produce a Saturday morning block for preschoolers known as NBC Kids and Mi Telemundo, Telemundo Kids on NBC and Telemundo respectively, and replaced Cubo. So NBC announced it would have a joint venture with Sprout to run NBC Kids and Mi Telemundo. After Comcast and NBC Universal acquired Sprout on September 26, 2015, Sprout received a refresh. However, the acquired shows that PBS Kids Sprout had used to air were dropped from the lineup. And therefore, it was revealed that PBS Kids Sprout is shifting its focus from airing PBS shows to airing new original shows. So PBS Kids Sprout began making their own original programming as a competing against Disney Junior, part of Disney ABC, and Nick Jr., part of Viacom CBS. It was PBS Kids Sprout's attempt to make new original content to boost up ratings. Sprout started declining somehow, despite airing new original series. The network was shifting away from its original focus on shows from PBS Kids to airing and creating new original shows. However, this change seemed to left people really wondering, and this left Sprout somehow starting to decline, and it's starting to buckle on. So, during the Simply Sprout era, PBS Kids Sprout began making their new shows like the Flugels, including Cody Kapow, and they even got in Sydney's Sailboat, etc. And this was supposed to be new original shows to compete with Nick Jr. and Disney Jr. held. In 2016, the network retired the Sunny Side Up show and was been replaced by the Sprout House later on in 2017 or something. I'm sorry. My opinion, PBS Kids Sprout lost its mind to lose its Sunny Side Up show block and rename it to the Sprout House. What were they thinking? I can't believe that. Sprout even had a good schedule that had, you guessed it, variety. Nothing but some good variety in their last season in 2017. On May 1st, 2017, NBC Universal announced that Sprout would be rebranded as Universal Kids on September 9th at that year. With the rebranding, the network will be revamping its evening and primetime programming to aim at preteens ages 8 to 12. Universal Kids would continue to broadcast preschool programming, initially retaining the Sprout brand for the Screen Bug, occupying 15 hours per day of programming from 3 a.m. to 6 p.m. Similar to, Discovery Family. And Universal Kids would begin acquiring brand new shows while continuing to focus on original programming, including some shows from DreamWorks Animation, who Universal purchased and acquired in 2016, and shows co-produced with the Family Network in Canada. But, however, from 2017 to 2019, the changes seem to negatively impact the channel's viewership. It was revealed that the channel was declining down to 30%, declining in 2017, and then a whopping 73% in 2018. the president of NBC Universal at the time, Mrs. Briannan, was replaced by a new president named Francis Berwick. The previous as president CEO was Sandy Wax. In mid-2016, it was announced that Sandy Wax would be stepping down from being CEO of NBC Universal by the end of 2016, being replaced by Mrs. Brannahan, Didier Brannahan, in January 2017. And then Mrs. Brannahan was replaced by Francis Berwick in 2019. So in June of 2019, Universal Kids was trying to recover itself financially. They stopped producing and developing new original series and shifting their focus towards the acquired shows, which was a bad move. But try as they may, in trying to keep up, it is the lowest viewed children's channel in the U.S. during daytime and primetime. In late and early 2017 and 2018, the network Universal Kids retired using the Sprout brand for the Screen Bug, and it was renamed to Universal Kids Preschool, or Universal Junior, or at the time. But before that, Didier Brannahan explained that Universal Kids will continue to focus on its preschool programming, stating that the greatest thing is there is nothing to fix there. Sprout is a beautiful brand. If anything, we want to invest more in original production. There is more we can explore there. Prior to Universal Kids rebranding, the network replaced its long-running morning block Sunny Side Up and was rebranded and renamed as Sprout House, which will later become Snug's House in 2018, which already been premiered in August 14th, 2017. I am very sorry. This is, once again, the worst move ever. However, the network was bringing back the older shows that aired on the channel, like The Wiggles, The Chica Show, Just in Time, except, yeah, you know it, even Barney and Friends. Are you serious? No. No, that's not enough. Seriously, that is not enough. That is so not enough. Even reruns of The Chica Show and Just in Time and The Wiggles wasn't enough to save Universal Kids' lineup. What the heck? Oh boy. This is the whole downfall with Universal Kids, originally PBS Kids Sprout. Reruns of the older Sprout shows has stopped airing completely, like Barney and Friends and The Wiggles and The Chica Show a few years later in 2020 and 2021, and are no longer being seen ever again. Okay, so let's see. We got the rise of PBS Kids Sprout from 2005 to 2011 or 2013, and then we had the Sprout era from 2013 to 2017, and finally we got the downfall as Universal Kids from 2017, and well, it was a bit good, but unfortunately it was a downfall from 2017 to 2019, and it's still going on to the present. How does a brand new rebrand of the network start declining even more after just 3 and 4 years after it's initially launched? And now they actually stopped doing original programming. We obviously wish that Universal Kids should have some new original programming and, have the variety, but unfortunately Universal Kids has stopped and really fallen from its prime in recent years. And the reason is because of the brand changes. Even though it's still the same channel, all of a sudden moves seem to turn people off the network. Maybe they should have sold the transition from Sprout to Universal Kids and make use of programming gradually. And for Medora Entertainment, they should have made an intermediary brand like Universal Sprout or something like that. Also, a message to Medora Entertainment: I don't think Universal Kids isn't gonna dig themselves out of their hole soon because honestly, they're still declining. They're already deep down in their hole for good. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Universal Kids had ceased the operation of broadcasting in not too long. Okay, that is it. So right now, Universal Kids today, we have the Remy and Boo, the Mighty Mike, and the Masha and Bear Network, and it's basically lacking of no variety. Now, according to Kawaii Life Antonio, Universal Kids will never come back of how it used to be from how it was launched in 2017, because honestly they basically lost the opportunity to supposed to shine and continue to focus on original content. However, if you are on streaming media as well as cable providers still, you can easily look at the programs that were on Universal Kids on demand. So that's a good thing. Yeah, I don't have Universal Kids on the streaming media like Sling TV. So that's a big bummer. I had to use the IPTV stream on my phone for just in case. Anyway, PBS Kids Sprout may be gone, but the legacy must live on YouTube and on the internet. There is a growing PBS Kids Sprout community on the internet as well. Sprout was a very fascinating, good network, but don't take my word for it. Who knows? Maybe be relaunches as a video app? Probably not. Even so, there's even some people reviving Sprout as a fan-made tape channel. So if you want to revive Sprout yourself and make it your own version, you're allowed to watch it. You're allowed to do it, as long as you have some video editing skills. You can also watch the Sprout shows on Watch Cartoons Online and on the internet. Don't take my word for it. Make sure to watch them on the internet. You will not be disappointed.